Hello, in this video I'm going to go through the display job details form. It's available in the Redthorn SP and the main system. I'm going to open it in the Redthorn SP workflow. It's in the sales job folder, and likewise it's in the same place on the main system. Display job details is really the hub for looking at all information relating to a job or a group of jobs that make up an assembly. So I have one that has some very good information on it, so I'll use this for providing information. On the left hand side you have an assembly tree, so this is actually a 3-level job, 2 sub-assemblies, and you can toggle into the details for each level just by double clicking on the left hand side. So on the right side there's a lot of information, and I'll step through it, but it's worth taking time just to go through this as a user and look at all the various bits and pieces. So main job information here and the status. This is complete. Hours booked, balance, there's no balance left on this job. Quantity in stock 0, quantity required 20 was delivered. This is quite an old delivery date, but this is a good job in terms of data, so we continue to use it for demonstrations. Quantity of 20, delivery number, and the original quotation against the job, and the order number, and if there were schedules, there'd be schedule against it. Again, you've got some additional data on here of when it was done. Then you can see the time booked against this job. So there was time booked against it and the dates, the time and dates of the time booked. Any non-conformances would be showing on this list, likewise notes, likewise if there were sales orders against it or any amendments to the labour booking. I believe the second one does have an amendment. Yes, it does. So this one has an amendment in the labour booking. The second job, which was 127-200-127. Any GIN details are available, so any material that was bought against this item, so 20 was delivered against GIN number, and if the job was held at any point, and I also believe the top level may have been held at some point, so it was held at some points, this job. Then along the bottom, I'll come back to cost margin and do that last. You can see against the job a report of anything that's been allocated to the job or is awaiting allocation. In this case, the allocations should have all been done, so that's correct. Any purchase order details against the job. So again, you can see any purchase orders were raised for these. These two are actually the internal purchase orders that the system raised for the sub-assemblies. But for a sub-level, you may see an individual PO up against a supplier. So there's the material that was bought, subcontract material, and a bought-in part that was delivered on the delivery date. So you can see the full traceability here, and the delivered date and the quantity delivered. Any progress, which won't read job progress. So you can see job progress on the routings. Deliveries made, so if I go to the top level, there'll be delivery made against the top level. So delivery information here, when it was actually delivered. Manufacturing report, which will give me a full report of the manufacturing, I think for the whole assembly, yep. So they're the two lower level assemblies on the report. So there's 3 manufacturing reports there, the top level and the 2 lowers. And travel location, if you use it, there's a job traveller functionality in the main system. So that's the main areas of the display job details. I'll finish on cost margin. There's 2 ways of viewing this report. I might do a separate video for cost margin and job costings. If I look at the detailed report, this will give me the cost margin information for this individual job. So you can see time booked, time allowed, and therefore the cost, any material costs. And then you can get a view on your estimate, what you estimated it using the estimating system, the actuals, the actual material, actual labour, and then if you made margin on this job. Now you can see actually we lost money on this job. We obviously sold it for less than it cost us to make it. So you can use the job costing to see your margin information based on what you sold jobs at and what it cost you to make. And then you've also got the lower level cost margin report for the 2 lower levels. So you can get the full view of your job costings. And if you do have a time booked where you've booked a lot of time over and above the time allowed, this one's, there you go, here's one here, a subcontract. They didn't allow any time for it, but obviously it went out to subcontract. You can actually on these drill in and see who booked the time. So for op 20, I can drill in and see exactly who booked the time on this job. So that's the display job details, big hub screen for the system for finding out all job information.